fans, super curb honing fans, type 2 diabetes rescued by keto fans, and carnivore fans. Bill here, gonna do a shave and a little talk today. Nothing particular special. The soap today's I'm using Stirling Glacial Grapefruit. This was, I believe, a limited offering. I got some of it. I kind of like grapefruit scents, although I think Stirling does pretty well with their citrus scents. This one, it smells like grapefruit. It just doesn't have that fresh, to me, grapefruit smell. It's not bad. It's not bad, but I would probably prefer something else to this. I'm still working on my water system. I may have I think, by the way, today is Tuesday, June the 18th. I think I'm taking off on Thursday to finalize my work on my plumbing system. It took me a while to identify what that was and get the parts ordered and all. And I've been living without my water softener. I'm like crippled because my lather suffers without my water softener. I had to use a lot of soap. I know it looks okay, but I had to use a lot of soap to get this. Anyhow, the shave piece for today is going to be one of my favorites. I love the Razor Sabre France, Gustave Le Lune, Mon Frère Destrier. I think that means my proud steed, my fine steed. This is the second one of these I have. The first one I had was an early one, was from forgings that were decades old, maybe 50 years old. I'm not sure. Maybe longer, maybe 75 years old. This one has an unknown date, has a similar form. This is much longer blade, a little bit different shape, a little bit of a curve, a little bit of a smile. And that's what this guy does. He gets what he can, and he manufactures, and he does know how to grind. He knows how to grind these things really, really thin. And with that kind of thinness, these things are effortless shavers. I did rehone this. This was one of the guys that I took a factory edge, because he sells his stuff and he has the instructions that says do not rehone. I think I got 4 razors from this particular source. One was an exceptional. The first one I got was just a terribly exceptional edge. The others were okay. One of them I was disappointed in, but that doesn't matter to me. I've said this before, I'll say it again. The term shave ready means nothing to me. Because I have shaveless stuff that I've gotten out of the box, and yeah, that means the shave's ready. Does that mean that's the way I like it? No, it doesn't. It is one of the reasons we do the things we do and sharpen these razors, and we shave with them, we get them, and we do what we like. So I will be so glad to get my acid neutralizer and my water softener back online. Could be something I could get done maybe in half a day. But I took the day off because just in case something goes wrong and I need to have parts, I'm gonna have to make sure I got an extra day. Because the places that sell some of these unique water treatment parts are not, it's not your Home Depot, and some of them are just, they open Monday to Friday. All but one of the razors that I have from Sabre France are all from French forged blanks. This is published to be 52-100 high carbon steel, which is a favorite of mine. It's also the favorite carbon steel for Bob Kramer of Kramer and Eyes. I think I have 7/8 that was Sabre France that was from German forged steel, which is using the common German steel, which is different. I don't remember what the number was, 122, 1.122, I don't know, something like that. But it's pretty common for everything coming out of the German forge. I don't know that there's anybody forging that particular blank form anymore with the kind of thumb notch, and I just don't know if that. I've seen a number. I've seen older TIs. Actually, I saw some modern made TIs that have that same kind of blank form. But that does not mean that those forgings were modern forgings. It could have been some stuff that had been around for a while. So I spent a lot of time this weekend, past weekend, working on, promised I was going to do it, convexing a Imperial La Roccia. When I got the stone, I first honed it up. It was actually, I liked it a lot. It was the first time that I had ever been successful at doing a dilution type honing. I've tried it many times. It worked pretty good. It did not, and I did it on a crappy gold dollar, so I can't really say too much on that. I may wish to try that again with something that is a little more known geometry. Or I may just bag it. I have the stone right here, I'll show you. But I spend like hours and hours and hours on this thing, making videos, and I'm thinking, oh my God. And then when I'm not really getting what I want, do I really want to put all that stuff together and say, well, this just didn't really make me happy. especially since when it in the flat mode, it performed for me what I consider admirably. Now, I don't too often hone flat. But I figured it would be worthwhile to work at it some and try and get better at that. I would be somewhat hypocritical if I think hypocritical if I did not try different things. Now, that's not to say if you don't try my way, you're a hypocrite. Okay, but when I'm promoting a non-conventional, I'll call it modern day conventional, I'm promoting a style that's different. And part of the reason I went there is because I initially didn't have the luck with flat stones, and I did everything that I thought I was supposed to do. Anyhow, here's the rock. This is the 7-inch by, I guess it's like 2.5, and I like the feel of that. Let's see what it looks like wet here. Let's see if we can. I did not like the ending of this with just plain water. I actually used different slurries on here, and what I liked the most in finishing was ballistol on here, because it kept it from getting that little bit too grippy type thing and allowed me to lighten up and move a little bit on there. So when I did the back, okay, I got it. So this is shaped on the 25-foot wheel with the cross curve of the 6-foot. And what I started seeing, you can kind of see the patterns that are in there. And I think this is a good video where you can actually see where the little gold specks are. And some of these patterns have different hardnesses to them, okay? For instance, some of these lighter areas, okay, when I was using a silicone grit powder or a soft pad, where I was using the Z-Lion pad, it would abrade more into those softer areas, and you can actually feel the typographical difference on this somewhat, okay? And if you can feel it, it could be just microns, but I think the fingers are sensitive enough to certainly pick up down below a half a thou, okay? The other thing was, and this was what bothered me the most, see those little specks in there that came up? Now, this came, and it's it's stamped that this is the side you're supposed to use. This is the one that says ultra fine, okay, ultra fine, okay? And this is the side you're supposed to use, and it says do not hone on the side, and there's a coarse grind to that, okay? And so I said, I asked Eric about it, if he knew about it, because part of the reason I kind of want to hear is because he seems to be very happy with a lot of slates he has and stuff. I figured, well, I've never tried a slate. I should try one. And that is published to be a slate, okay? There's been speculation it's not, because it's really, really hard. I don't have any other slates. Typically, slate on an MOS scale, Mohs scale, is, I think, around 4. That's, let's say a black arc is about 7. This is about 4. This is very pushing well up into the hardness in terms of how difficult it is to shape, beyond soft arcs that I've shaped, and pushing towards, it's not as hard, but it is pushing towards the hardest, the difficulty to shape of a black arc. But Eric suggested I ask the manufacturer. He said Eric thought it was pyrite. And he suggests that I write the vendor for the stone, the guy that sells it, and see if he's seen that before, if he knows what it is. So I sent him a nice little note, and he came back. He says it's definitely pyrite, and he says continue to go into there are other things in there. Now I don't know what those other things are. But this is typically one of the things that Imperial La Roccia people beat up on them about, because they're not telling where their stones are mined, where they came from. I've even heard it to be speculated to be some sort of a reconstituted manufactured product, processed, whatever, you know. He might have said that because he can't take that and sell that for $700, whereas other stones he can. But that was cheap enough. I didn't buy the supposedly more selected one. I did not buy that. You know, that was, for that size, I guess it was like $60 and then shipping. And it was a gamble for me to see if I could take that. Now, what I'm not going to do is, okay, so the vendor did say that's probably pyrite, and I probably would not hone a razor on it. Okay, so pyrite is probably about a 6 on the Mohs scale. That's a lot harder. The stone might be 6. I put a gold dollar on it, and I didn't see any chip outs coming from those little flecks. What I'm not going to do is I'm not going to say, okay, well, let me grind away on this side, because, you know, if that stuff's in the rock, it's one of the reasons that people have asked me about, well, would you ever shape up convex jade head? I said, I never would do that. Once you start digging into it, you never know what's underneath of it. Now, given the hardness of that stone and the hardness of pyrite, so let's say maybe the stone itself is a 6 and the pyrite is a 7. Well, could it be considered a toxic inclusion? I don't know. I think I can feel the little spots with my fingers. But I'll keep that for work later on. I still ultimately want to try and get to the German Grinder's Handbook and go to a finishing flat. So I'll certainly keep it for that. But I'm probably not going to post a video up on convexing an ILR stone. Okay, and I don't discourage people from buying those. I got what I thought was very good results from the flat side. It's inexpensive enough, and it is, if you're new to straight razors and you are not necessarily of the means to just go out and buy whatever you want to buy, okay, at any time. Sometimes it is a good, more economical option. And I think was one of the points that when I saw Dr. Matt initially introduce that he was trying to make that. And once you have a razor honed up, here's a good way for you guys to maintain the razors. So with all the stuff that I was into, I acquired a little bit of stiffness and a little bit of soreness that is not usually found. There's a little bit. I'm not a spring chicken anymore. So there is at times some muscle soreness. And I was doing other plumbing stuff around the house too, so. So that stuff was witch hazel from Stirling, orange chill. It was either going to be orange or lemon citrus to go with the grapefruit. So I chose to go with the orange. And for the splash, and I'm going to get to my remedy, my pain remedy, which, no, I didn't do this. I really didn't do this. I'm telling you, I honestly did not do this. You cannot hold me to believe that I would actually take this stuff. That would be DMSO. This is, some people, you could classify this as horse paste, okay? Because when I had horses, the vet would give me this stuff and sell it to me. Really expensive. It's cheap stuff. But when the vet sells it to you, it costs a lot of money. For certain sore muscles and aches for horses, it's a topical liniment that is suspected of bringing some pain relief and other benefits to horses on their legs and their joints and that kind of stuff. And it would be totally against the good principles of social media sites to allow somebody to come on and say, yeah, take this and mix it with water, and take that stuff and mix it about 70% with water, or 70% with 30% water, and then just rub it on the area that works. That would be completely irresponsible. So I did not do that to get the pain relief that I got. So that would be DMSO. DMSO is a, and I better go back to my shave. Grapefruit with menthol aftershave. DMSO is a byproduct of the manufacture of paper. I don't know if it's something that comes out in the pulping of woods. I'm not real sure. I know it's a very dirt cheap byproduct. It's considered an industrial solvent because it does come from industrial. It's considered a solvent. It does rapidly penetrate the skin, okay, and it does carry in stuff with it. So if you had something on your hands like grapefruit aftershave and rub that stuff on, it would take the grapefruit aftershave and go into you. Anyhow, I did that. I didn't do that. Anyhow, I'm going to probably make a little bit of a video before I tackle into my water system and say, well, this is the way it is before I went into it. And then I'm going to show the changes, and I'll do a short video on after. In my next shave, I'll try to tag that in at the end. For those of you that are fathers, I hope you all had a very, very wonderful Father's Day. And I hope everybody enjoys the balance of your week. And if I don't get back in here on YouTube, I hope everybody has a great week, great weekend, whatever. Okay, so this is Bill out. Bye.